Islam. Welcome back to the More Culture Podcast. This is episode 15.
It's land.
We've been on a long journey, Mo. Episode 15. That is hold up. That was the ghost. But yeah, supreme mathematics. That is knowledge, power, all being born to equality. Islam. So let's bring some equality to the world, some balance, and some knowledge and power. Islam. That is what 15 is in supreme mathematics. Um, Before we get too far, we're gonna greet everybody with Islam, Assalamu alaikum, Alafiyah, Hotep, Shalom, Rahubat, peace. Whatever greetings you feel you want, any greeting you want, man. Peace. Islam. It all means peace to us.
Indeed.
Something Brother Sharif did bring to our attention that we've been doing the last few episodes that we haven't done since you've been here is our praises and honors. Let's bring some Moorish culture into the cipher and have some, give us praises and honors. So, who wants to give the first praises and honors, Mo?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Islam. Islam. In the spirit of light, spirit of circle 7, I'd like to give high honors to Almighty Allah, His holy divine prophet, Noble Ali. High honors to Mark, the forerunner of the prophet, Marcus Mosier Garvey. High honor to Jesus, Buddha, Confucius, and Mohammed. High honors to Emil. High honors to J. Gibbonsville. High honor to Allah Emmanuel. High honor to the magistrate Sidney Rassanil. High honor to R. Dingle. High honor to Timothy Dingle, hyphenated, Noble Ali and his wife, and the daughter Diane Dingle. High honors to Honorable Elijah Muhammad. High honor to Master Farad Muhammad. High honor to Martin Luther King. High honor to Frederick Douglass. High honor to W.E.B. Du Bois. High honor to Harriet Tubman. High honor to Sojourner Truth. And high honor where honor is due. Islam.
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 Go ahead, Quinn.
Islam. I rise and give praise to the great God Allah. I rise and give honors to the prophet Noble Ali. I give honors to the forerunner Marcus Messiah Garvey. I give honors to all of the prophets Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, Jonah, etc. I give honors to all past and present leadership, and I give honors to all those that are here. Islam, Muslims.
Islam. I'll go out. I'm going to give all praises to Allah, Islam. High honors to the Prophet, Noble Ali. High honors to the forerunner, Marcus Messiah Garvey. High honors to all past and present leadership of the Moorish Science Temple of America. High honors to all true and divine prophets of Allah that stand on the square of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. High honors to all of our ancestors. High honors to everybody that paved the way for us to be here. Islam. Happy belated Authority Day.
Islam.
Happy belated Holy Day. Every day is a holy day. Every day is a day to grab your authority and to grab your holiness. Islam. So happy Holy Day. Happy Authority Day. Islam. It's on you, Grand Governor.
I'm gonna camelback on all the honors that was already given, just for the sake of time. But want to give a special honors to you, the viewers, for tuning in tonight here at the Moor Culture Podcast. So honors to you all. Thank you.
Islam. We got some fire for y'all tonight.
Islam. So speaking on Authority Day, I dropped that jewel that we did plan on discussing, and we're one day past Authority Day, which is July 20th. Today's July 21st. So Authority Day is the first topic. We want to make sure that we, in the spirit of more culture, in the spirit of the More Culture Podcast and the More Culture Center, we want to spread the culture to everybody. This is nothing secret, not to foreshadow. This is not a secret society. This is, we're giving lessons out. So, Authority Day. This is, I'm newish and I'm the newest member here, and I remain a student. So, please, anybody, give me your understanding of Authority Day. Why is it important for us as Muslims to be celebrating it, and what's important to everybody? Islam.
Raj?
I'm gonna let you handle that, brother.
Islam. So first and foremost, brother let's just give honors to the prophet, Noble Jew Ali. This individual, registered a religious organization, not registered, incorporated a religious organization, the first to do it, to bring Islam to America, to bring the authority of the Holy Quran and extending it with the Prophet Muhammad and bringing it back to his people in America, Islam. I'm going to expound on it so that we can get, basic layman's terms for those who are, watching, who don't, or who are not members of the Moorish Science Temple of America, so that you can understand the legality and the truth of the matter. Islam. Chicago, right? The city of Chicago, during the time where Noble Jew Ali had established the Moorish Science Temple of America, it was really big. It was really growing, as you want to say. The whole Moorish Divine movement was growing, Islam, and the whole uplifting of humanity needed to be given to our people the right way, the legal way, so that we could understand how to be and how to conduct as citizens in this government, Islam. And on this day, Authority Day, July 20th, that we're speaking on, that's when the corporation and religious affidavit of the organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America was filed, Islam. So I just want to read exactly what was on that specific document that we call our authority, Islam. You, Mo.
No, we need to upgrade like a coffee table. We need to upgrade
I
the
got all
stack.
types of stuff.
Put a table or like some side tables or something. We're gonna upgrade. We're gonna
Small round table.
exactly round table.
Islam. So y'all might not be able to see this too clearly, but this is a official certified copy of the authority, Islam, that was registered and incorporated by the Prophet in Chicago, Islam. This is the official document. So everybody who wants to say, oh, the Moorish Science Temple is not real, the Moorish Science Temple has no political body, no political group, that's not true, Islam. And if we all knew as a people what this means for us as a nation, we could start to do things politically and collectively to where we can actually make change, Islam. That's what this is. That's exactly what this is, Islam. So I'm going to go ahead and read from it. State of Illinois, County of Cook, Noble Drew Ali, do solemnly swear at a meeting of the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America held at Chicago in the County of Cook in the state of Illinois on the 20th day of July, AD 1928, Islam. For that purpose, the following persons were appointed: sheiks, according to the rules and usage of such Moorish Science Temple of America: Noble Jew Ali, Miliel, Hall Bey, Lovett Bey, and Foreman Bey. The Moorish Science Temple of America deriving its power and authority from the great Quran of Muhammad to propagate the faith and extend the learning and truth of the great prophet of Ali in America, Islam. To anoint, appoint, and consecrate missionaries of the prophet and to establish the faith of Muhammad in America, Islam. And said Moorish Science Temple of America adopted as the corporate name the following: Moorish Science Temple of America. And at said meeting, this affidavit acted as presiding officer, subscribed and sworn to be before me, Drew Ali, Islam.
Islam.
This is why July 20th is so important, why we celebrate it as members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. And it is our goal and our duty to uplift our people who are not members of the Moorish Science Temple of America so that they can understand that we as a people, we have a legal political body. If we just come together and claim our nationality, we will be able to face and fight the nonsense that we're dealing with today. Islam?
Islam.
Islam.
Beautiful demonstration. Thank you for
Sure was.
enlightening us, Mo.
Islam.
Grand Governor, I feel like you have something to add on to Authority Day.
You know, every word is spoken in spirit of life. I will say, you know, the document that he has, I know the brother had actually physically went to Chicago to receive that document.
Islam.
You know, we talking about the RCA Act, the Religious Corporation Act, you know. Hers revised statutes was, you know, like in any city, state, town, you have what it's different, but you have what it called titles. Delaware, we have what it's called titles. So Title 11, Title number 12. Same thing. Statute in Chicago, Illinois, it was revised for the religious incorporation. So just like the brother was saying, he did an excellent job speaking on, you know, being the first, you know, to incorporate and propagate the religion, you know, as the way Noble Drew Ali did, you know. You know, we got to remember there's some things to look into. Those of the listeners who are, you know, by the sound of my voice, check out, you know, what was happening in 1913, you know,
Islam.
the Jekyll Island demonstration, you know, and, you know, just, I don't want to speak too much in science, but the Jekyll Island was, you know, a lot of corporations were being involved and being incorporated at that time, you know, so somewhere I read, Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, forced to make changes. You know, it was one of the things he had to do, but he was astute enough to know the law and what statute. Even so, when we talk about, it's kind of gonna go into my demonstration, so I'm gonna come back to it. But you know, when he kind of was traveling, he wanted to come up to Chicago, Illinois, because the laws were fair seeming for his organization, and so you know that was all divine. It was all his divine will. It is no strange happenings that, according to science, as we say, 7 days are in a year. So that same day, the next year, he transitioned into the soul plane where he could teach his best. So yeah, we give honors to our Prophet Noble Drew Ali for incorporating on that day. The appointed sheiks were made. So that first, in the Moorish Science Temple of America, we say that was the first meeting, of the Moorish Science Temple of America as it was incorporated. Of course, we would have meetings way before that, 1913, with the thought that came through. But that goes back to what they said, where was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded? And I'll kind of hold it there because I kind of got something to share with the people a little later on.
Islam. I'll say one thing. I mean, after becoming a member, probably a whole year after I became a member, I heard that this was the oldest Islamic organization in America, and I didn't know at the time. But then to be a member, and then see that, I said, "Wow!" No wonder I'm here. And I came here just I don't even know how. Mo, it just kept diving for knowledge, and next thing you know, I'm arriving here. Between Garvey, between the Nation of Islam, between the 5% Nation, like just digging. It's kind of like it leads back to here, and it's like, oh wow, this is the oldest incorporated, the oldest religious or oldest Islamic organization in America. So that in itself speaks to, even though it's the 1900s, the ancient the history of this. So Authority Day is important for that reason. So Islam, I appreciate the Prophet for that. Go ahead, Mo.
Yeah, this authority was to bring us up out of the muck and miry clay, to place our feet on the rock to stay, bring us from darkness and the marvelous light, because all the other organizations, so-called black organizational land, they don't tie into government. They're in public policy, but that's rules, slave codes, etc. But if you follow the teachings of Drew Ali, he's going to let you know your place in government is not a black man, but it's all about your status. And when you speak, you can speak with clearness, power, and authority. And when you speak truth to power, the enemy split because he know you're a foreigner anyway, a pirate. He know he don't belong on this land trying to talk law and stuff. You know, Allah's Akbar. Peace.
Islam. So, on that note, I think it's good to dive into the next topic, which I feel like ties in. I'm curious on how much it ties in terms of something that we've been talking about in our group chat, talking about amongst ourselves outside of the podcast, and that is the Boule, the secret societies, the fraternities. I mean, all these kind of tie in, and you know, it's interesting because I mean, for my full-time job, I do media design, you know, graphics and video and stuff. And all week I've been working on this video edit for a mashup of a bunch of fraternal, you know, black fraternities, step in and stuff. And you know, honestly, the Greek thing always rubbed me wrong. I didn't really understand it, but seeing the Moors, you know, dancing together and in step and in unison, even having the shouts and having all this stuff, it seemed, you know, it was intriguing. It's like, man, this is awesome. Like, honestly, I can't knock this. Looks cool. Like the brotherhood, the camaraderie and all that stuff. It looks cool, but still pledging under these Greek letters just seems odd to me. And Cornell shared a video about the Boule and somebody talking about essentially these fraternities being backed by rich white men, and you know, kind of made sense to me, honestly. Like, it's like I can see how that probably is the case. I don't know the actual knowledge of it, but with that, I mean, a lot of people talk about the Boule. I mean, it's a very popular topic amongst conscious black Americans. Is the Boule?
Not only are they backed by rich white men, long time Minister Farrakhan said, cleanse yourself of leprosy, whiteness of the mind. A lot of them got whiteness of the mind. They look like Ken and Barbie dolls.
That's my understanding of the Greek stuff. It's like you know we're trying to bring our people out of, you know, being overly Europeanized or colonized. There you go. And it seems like pledging for a Greek fraternity is exactly what that is. So you wonder what hidden agendas are behind the scenes and what strings are being pulled. So,
when you become a part of something with a pure heart, always strive to do the best you can, and your commitment first to your Lord, to your God, so forth and so on, and He'll lead you as you go through these organizations, so forth and so on. But today, we all have a job. Noble Drew Ali, Marcus Garvey, Master Farad Muhammad, Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all these ancestors live within us. So it ain't time to say this one's better than that one. No, it's time for us to do the work that they started, because we're in the middle of a combat zone. Islam. So when we let them ancestors live with us, we'll be successful. Islam.
I believe, I just saw earlier, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think the definition of Boule is just like a council of noblemen. Like, just
close enough.
What's the actual definition? You know,
it's like the lower order of Greek parliament.
Okay, the lower order of Greek parliament. Islam. Okay.
Yeah, it means advisors to the king.
Advisors to the king. So noble. That's what noblemen, I guess, are, right?
Yeah, it could be noblemen.
Advisors to the king.
Yeah, but that's what that means.
So what king? I'm guessing, right? Like what king are they advising or being advisors for? The Boule.
But you have to understand how important bloodline is. You say, what king? That's a very heavy question, because we come from the line of kings. But when we were stripped of our nationality, our birthrights, we was like putting a coffin. We forgot our lineage. But one thing I learned about the Moorish Science Temple of America, which I'm proud about today, and what y'all taught me, and y'all don't know how deep it is, that resurrection day. You know, when Allah breathed on all of us. You know, but them valley dry bones coming up to the mighty army. A lot of times, I don't even have to worry about getting up in the morning because the breath is already there to rise me, to talk about the mighty principles of love, truth, peace, freedom, justice.
You know, brother, before we get into that,
No, we're into it.
before I get into
Let's
it,
go. We're in
you
it.
know, I'm going to ask the brothers on the panel a question. What do they actually know about the Boule? I mean, I want to know what you know before I can help you know more.
I know myself as being a graduate, undergrad of the oldest historical black college, Cheney University. That
What's the name of that organization?
I knew about all them college fraternities.
Yeah. You're saying the oldest is HBCU.
Cheney University.
Cheney
Yeah,
University.
that's not HBC. That's PWI.
No, Cheney. I
Oh,
graduated.
you said Cheney. Okay.
Cheney. And so
that's Alpha Phi Alpha then.
all that, Kappas, Qs, Sigmas, all that, et cetera, et cetera. But they, what I found out that they are guilty of is institutionalized racism, because we have a commitment to uplift fallen humanity. It's not joining these certain organizations that.
Islam. I don't mean to interrupt, but I mean, go ahead, man.
There's a lot of new version of what Malcolm called a house nigger. Excuse me, go ahead, Mo.
No, Mo, you can go ahead.
Yeah, you keep going. If you
Go ahead.
I mean, me personally, it's just like anything else, right? So let's take for instance, where does the Greeks and all this other stuff come from? It comes from Europeans. It comes from the forming of so-called secret societies and their own groups, right? It's the same thing. That's the same thing for what you would consider black folks, right? Boule would be considered the same thing for black folks as it is for the Europeans who have secret societies, right? It's to keep individuals in a certain sect so that they can do and keep the what's the word I'm looking for? The dumb, right?
The 85% is what they will say in the 5% nation.
Well,
You're saying that they're saying 10% of the population essentially tries to control the 85% of the population.
What my words for master,
And that's what the Boule is. I'm assuming that's what their understanding of it is.
Right.
When I was a member of the lodge, what my words for master used to tell me, he's passed. He said Masonry is the grandfather of it all.
Islam, indeed.
So, but you got good people.
That's
everywhere.
what I'm saying. Don't get it twisted, right? Like, because we don't want people sitting up here saying, "Oh, they talking crazy." No, we're not talking crazy. We talking truth, right?
We won't put them
Let's
on
be
point.
honest about it,
We won't
right?
put them on point.
There's several organizations that are affiliated with the Greek, especially in the black organizations, right? Mason organizations, Freemason organizations, okay, but you also have people who are part of those organizations that have nothing to do with what the so-called people call the Boule or the Illuminati or whatever you want to call it, right?
Just like them Q dogs killed that brother down in Kentucky.
So that's
Them
why
the police officers.
that's why it's very important to go back to how we brought up Authority Day, because the prophet exposed all of that, Islam. That's what Authority Day is about. Showing our people that you are who they are talking about. You are who are in those books that they keep from you. And it's time for you to step up and unify as a nation and get yourselves together. You know, be citizens of a government and not subjects. Islam.
And like it's a verse in the Bible says, "Be ye not conformed of the things of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewal of your mind." When Allah breathe wisdom, knowledge, and understanding on you, you transform.
Islam.
You take it off.
You don't have to be a part of something because you see other individuals that look like you a part of it. You are supposed to research and find out what it is that you connect with that'll bring you back to Allah. Islam.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk.
You don't need to be a part of a fraternity to get special privileges. Islam. However, you may perceive it being that way because that's what you see. That's the narrative. If I'm a part of this Greek organization, I can get this. If I'm a part of that organization, I can get this, right? And it all tied in with college and so on and so forth. So you got to understand how all of those things were built. There's certain individuals who dumbed down our educational system and made it the way it is to where you have what you have today. Islam. So you in a way, because of how the educational system was created by certain billionaires who had money to control it and make it to what they wanted, they were able to establish certain fraternities and certain secret societies to keep certain things hidden. Islam?
Yes.
Islam. So what Allen Iverson, what AI says, the Boule fraternity, formerly known as, so and this is what you were saying earlier.
Sigma Pi Phi.
Sigma Pi Phi. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna stick on scholarship. I don't want to go on off of the conspiracies. I don't want to hear about a whole bunch of
yeah. So
you know.
So this is.
I just really want to know what the Moors know. Like, before we go to AI, I want to know what you know, because saying that these people control the world, you don't know that for sure. Because if you say they control the world, there's brothers who are not in the societies who are doing more damage to you, even in this side of this, on this side of the coin. So that's why the prophet said, even your own brother will put you to sleep. And you talk about Moors. Yeah.
Devil dragon.
Yeah. So when I'm asking that, I'm not, not taking away from anything. We can go to the AI, but really in general, all these organizations are in a way connected, but it's only really one Boule. So it's only one Boule, and that is a non-college organization. So when you talk about Sigma Pi Phi is the oldest Greek letter organization, period. Just like how we started off and said it is the oldest. We said Moorish Science Temple in America was the oldest established, not oldest Islamic, because by far it's not here in America. So that's a rumor, but it is the oldest established Islamic organization. Established and incorporated organization. So that's a fine distinction from what we heard to what we know. So when you're talking about, but I'm gonna let you read it, but Sigma Pi Phi is the Boule, and that is, really the organization that a lot of your great redeemers, regulators, they came from that organization. And so, it's good to say, oh, well, these are the people that are in control of everything. But in reality, there are other people that are in control of other things too, that are involved in other things. Like we looking at, for example, and it's just an example, right? For example, and I'll say this for the record, I'm a proud member of a college-genic organization, fraternity organization, and I know many Moors who are. Now, to say that is to say this. I'm not disagreeing with any of these brothers on the panel, but the only thing I can say is I know what I know because I'm inside that organization. I can't speak from outside the organization and say this organization is solely about that. I can only speak on what I know from being inside the organization.
One of the greatest things I learned being a Moorish Science Temple of America is that man is truth and falsehood strangely mixed.
Strangely mixed.
So he can easily say, I have a secret, so what?
Yeah.
You still got to study.
And so when you talking about,
you still got to study.
Yeah, truly. I mean, and that's really what it's all about at the end of the day. Now, I also heard something. I just want to touch on that the Greeks were European. That's a falsehood. Right. The Phoenicians, the Moors. Even when you're talking about the what's that? Let me see. Go ahead.
The Romans weren't European either. We were the original Greeks and Romans.
Well, I'll speak it on that.
Now hold on.
I'm sorry.
The inhabitants where the so-called Greek were the first inhabitants.
Now, I think you should do some research on that.
Right.
Because you talk about the Phoenicians. They were Greek.
Right, that's what I'm talking
Morocco
about.
was a Greek term.
Correct.
Morocco is the Greek term.
Hold on.
Where we going, brother? I'm with you.
I'm trying to figure it out where we going.
I'm saying, somebody made a statement. I believe it was you.
Right, I did.
That Europeans. Okay, so I'm correcting that. Europeans were not just the only Greeks. It was first of all,
I didn't say that though. I didn't say
okay,
they was just Greeks. I said that they European and the Greeks. Yes, they were European. In the beginning, though. In the beginning.
Ain't no beginning. The original Greeks.
The original Greeks.
The original Greeks were
right.
very
Phoenicians, but they weren't called Greeks though. They were Phoenicians.
No, I'm talking about the Greeks.
I'm talking about the Greeks that we know as the European Greeks that were fighting and that were a part of the so-called Romans that were attached to the Romans as well. That's what I'm.
Well, I'm talking about the God of the Greeks.
Just like Just like Hercules was Zeus'
Let's
the
go.
son,
Let's go.
and Zeus
land.
was a brother.
And what is that called?
Hercules was a brother too.
The Gibraltar,
Rock of
the
Gibraltar.
Pillars of
Rock-
Hercules,
Rock of
right?
Gibraltar. Huh?
That's so.
Pillars
Hold
of
on.
Hercules, yeah.
Walk with me. Walk with me.
Yeah, Pillars of
The
Hercules.
Pillars of Hercules, Rock of Gibraltar,
Right.
same place, right?
Right.
And where is that at?
Right. That's,
there.
Where is that at? It's in Morocco. All right.
Morocco,
So
correct.
now listen.
Correct.
Listen. Let me go back to about the black situation.
Right.
All right. So let me say this: the Greek gods all come from out of Africa.
absolutely. Ain't
So
nobody
they
denying
cannot
that.
hold on.
Ain't nobody
So they
denying
cannot be European from the beginning.
that. Right.
Now, when you get into Plato and
No,
all
I'm
these
talking
other
about
gentlemen-
the Greek lettering and the modern Greek lettering and so on and so forth. That's what I'm speaking on.
yeah, that's a dial. Well,
Expound
again,
on
that's
that.
that's
Like,
a
that's what I'm
okay.
talking
So
about.
that's a so who was the first persons to write letters? The Phoenicians. That's where you get phonics from.
Absolutely.
Brother said.
Wait a minute.
So
Hold on.
right.
go ahead.
Thoth, the scribe, the magician, he wrote all the hieroglyphics on the pyramids.
Islam. Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Okay, we can go there too, because you're talking about the Persian explain. But okay, so but again, going back to what I was saying before, you can't say that narrative that the Greeks were Europeans because they weren't.
They went.
It's a darker brother of any nation, and so the Greeks, what you will call Greek. I know we're saying okay, the Greeks today.
we were the original Europeans.
That's right.
Correct. Correct.
That's the greatest kept secret.
That's a fact. That's a
the
fact.
greatest kept secret. When,
That's a
when they
fact.
say I cannot reveal, I cannot reveal.
But that's what I was trying to expound. That's what I'm saying. Those inhabitants were of Moorish descent
because
or Asiatic descent,
You're-
whatever you want to say.
Europa.
I'm not saying. I'm not
Europa
arguing
was a
that.
Moorish queen. When Europa.
Europa, yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Like,
That's right.
Like California was named after Queen.
Right,
Califia.
but that still is copying from our heritage and from our culture. So I understand where you're getting at.
You know the beautiful
But
part.
But that is the culture. Hold on.
Right.
But I mean,
Go
we're
ahead.
podcast, so we
You
speak
know
it
the
freely.
beautiful
That
part
is the
about
culture.
it,
It's
though?
not copied from anything.
The beautiful part about it, not going far off the subject. Elijah Muhammad said they poured wine into the sacred vessels at Babylon. And the Bible said, "Oh, ye great treasures in earthen vessels." Who you think that's talking about? That's talking about us. We got a lot of treasures within, but we ain't developed it, get brought in full fruition yet. Each one of us are temples.
That's right. That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
And one particular temple, that we hold here in Delaware is the Temple of Delphi, which is in the Holy Quran. Even Jesus. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of speed it up, but I just wanted to address that. When we talking about the ancient,
I'm getting ready to get real
the
deep.
ancient
I'm getting ready to
dark
get real deep.
hued Greeks were the original
Right.
peoples
I'm not
of the
arguing.
Mediterranean.
Islam.
That's
How
all.
they
That's
say
all
it,
I'm gonna say on that.
Islam.
Mo, how they say
So
it?
when you talking about the Berbers and the Amazigh,
Or
if
the
you look
Barbarians.
deep into that, they say that they have Greek and Roman influence. So these dark people who are in present-day Morocco call themselves Amazigh. You know how we love that word, but they are half Greek. They say it in their lineage that they are Greek, and they come from a position of Greek and the original inhabitants of being
Yeah, but where is
dark.
that? Speak. Where is Greek? So we understand. Where is
We talking
where-
okay? So when you talking about
when you say that they are Amazigh and they are half Greek and Roman? Explain.
So I'm saying the people of Amazigh people, right? The Amazigh people have Greek. We're just gonna say it like it is. They have Greek origins, and they themselves say they have Greek origins.
You got
Now,
to read
The
genetic
Amazigh people are
blueprint.
very dark-hued people,
Read the genetic
Right,
blueprint.
right.
so they can't be European
Right.
and say their origins are European. So
Right.
when you're talking about what you're getting into is like basically how Plato, Aristotle, and all them, even in their early understandings, they started talking about Atlantis and things like that,
Correct.
and the
Correct.
places and things like
Correct.
that. But they also gave
That's-
honors to the dark
Right,
god.
but that's what I'm talking about, Mo. See, that's what I'm saying. We ain't misconstrued. You exactly saying what I'm saying. I'm not arguing with that. The original is the original, right? But I'm talking about when they started coming over from Europe, right? And started trying to learn in Egypt and learn in the mystery schools and then took it back. That's what I'm talking about, Mo. They created
I'm
that.
talking about the intermixing
Right,
between
they-
the people who are
they-
Amazigh, the indigenous
that's not-
peoples of Morocco.
Right, that's
All
not what I
right,
was
so
talking
They
about.
they putting in there.
So them people,
That's not
what
what I
you're
was
talking about, are like we're here, but them people are traveling on the lower ether, vibrating on the lower ethers. You always have people that vibrate high.
I'm talking
vibrate
about
low.
all
I'm
the
ask-
secret
I'm asking-
societies
I want him to ask that question for me.
and all the fraternities that were created from the Platos of the world, from the those Europeans who found light, as they say. That's what I'm speaking
Yeah,
about.
those Europeans were in ancient mystery
the
schools.
battle will,
Right,
the
absolutely.
battle will,
Absolutely.
the battle will be
Greek societies
forever
didn't
be.
exist.
The battle will.
So the societies that they created when they left from the
As far
mystery
as, like,
schools.
college, like you get what I'm saying.
But
Mo. Go ahead.
the battle will forever be the higher self versus the lower self all through life. And that's where we have to learn how to balance our equilibrium when the storms of life are raging against us.
Truly.
Truly. Well, I'm just gonna say it like this. Again, if the gods come from out of Africa, the people worship them. And so, yeah, later on in history, you start with the people, just like you have a city and a country named Greece today. Just like we could say, this ain't all Morocco, that ain't all just Morocco. I can say the same thing across the whole Mediterranean was a seafaring people. One of those people particularly being the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians started going into Europe and things like that. And then you started having those understandings that Greek culture being the overall culture down to college where
That's
we
where
get
you
to
get phone from or phonics.
fine. That's right. That's what I just said. So with any lettering, it started from along the Mediterranean with the same people that call themselves Greeks simultaneously, just like they use the word Berber. If I'm saying this on the record, if you look at the word Berber real deep, it talks about Greece and Romans having influence of those peoples there too.
They
Now,
had the influence of the name. They put the influence of the name of the Berber because they used it because of how they looked. They used that term Berber. That's where that name comes
well,
from.
all right, let's do it
But
like
also,
this.
as you talk about the
Hold
secret
on, but am I
societies-
correct though? Ain't that where that name come
Yeah.
from? Okay.
Well,
as
let's
you
do-
talk about secret
Let's do it like
societies,
this.
as you talk about secret society, this is the subject matter that we're talking about tonight. That's the same thing that Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso is having when he's trying to liberate his country and stuff. You got all these colonizers or house niggas trying to pull him down. That's what's happening over here.
Even he's a Mason though in his country.
I mean, the stuff is it's like when you say.
But we do know that fact though, right?
But
He's a
Mason-
Mason in his country.
So he just said mystery
Question,
school.
though.
Didn't you say mystery schools, Mo?
Yeah, man.
True. Just pointing that out. I mean, nothing against the brother, and you got many great, like I said
He's a
before.
Muslim. I didn't know he was a Mason.
We got to get through it though, because we got to let the people know. Our people know what's the significance of citizenship, nation, nationality, all that. So let's get with it now.
Birthrights.
Yeah.
I said it on the
So-
I said it on camera.
what-
Ibrahim Toure is a Freemason in Africa.
Like
Holla at me.
Like a builder, like a
where's
map.
I'm talking about
Where's your
I'm
receipt?
talking about
Where's your
writs
receipts?
and rituals.
Where's your receipts?
Listen, just like the Queen of England.
But-
Hold on, I'm gonna give you my receipt. Just like the Queen of England is a part of so many orders, I can't even name them. He is a part of those same orders.
So are
Just
you.
like
so
hold
are
on,
you, right?
hold on, let me finish it. Just like all the alliances that he had with other African unions who are also Masons. I'm not saying nothing weird. I'm just being straight out with it because, like I said, I don't got no problem with saying I'm a part of a fraternity, but I'm not taking offense to what is being said. I'm just saying we got to know the truth about these organizations.
Because you're a Mason don't make you bad either.
It don't make you not bad if you're not a Mason. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So, but 9 times out of 10, from when you can name any revolutionary, and just going back to Brother Quinneal's point, like he was like, well, based on the skin tone, that's really not important either because both of us are Moors, but he's have a lighter hue than me.
But
So
we
now
we all children of the sun.
So now, when you're talking about the Boule, right? A lot of those brothers was passing for white,
Right. Absolutely.
right? But
Absolutely.
is that something new? No,
No, but
they were.
Well, what
Right,
about the Dawes
right.
rolls? What about the Dawes rolls? Well, I had that. You know what the Dawes roll with the Indians, that $5 Indians and stuff. You know what they're right.
Yes, man.
The same thing happened there.
Yeah.
This stuff is getting
Yeah.
deep.
I mean, but a lot of those brothers were passing for white.
Right.
And so you couldn't really necessarily say that brother just because he was light hued was a part of a secret society, but that was one of the rumors going on. Like, oh, he passed the brown bag test. He's a part of the secret society.
Well, Freemasonry is considered a secret society. So in terms of when you see a crescent and a star, you know, especially back then when you had those
What, like-
high yellow
Like this,
so-called black folks, either they was a Freemason, a Shriner, or something.
like this.
Mo, they
Like
didn't
this
just
one?
have that on for no reason.
Like that? What'd you say, Brother Sharif?
Like this
Like
one?
that, but inverted.
Right, but it's the
Like
other
that,
way.
but inverted.
Right, indeed.
You know, because
And you're right.
Yeah.
These individuals during those times, those so-called Boule people who were high yellow and some who were not, right? They were doctors, they were politicians, right? Same thing, just like
And
in
you
the
gotta
Moorish
stop.
Science Temple.
You got people
Hold
gotta
on.
stop talking bad about
Yeah,
Freemasonry.
but hold on, we gotta be clear though.
He said, "Stop talking
hold
bad."
on though. But
Yeah,
hold on.
because
No,
the
we're not
biggest
talking
part-
bad about
biggest
Freemasonry. We
part
talk
of-
about
The
it, though.
biggest part of masonry's on a dollar bill.
Yeah, but we gotta be clear though. We're not degrading anything about it, right? Just like the brother said, if you don't know, you don't know. But at the same time, this is the Moorish Science Temple of America, so we gotta be just like as the prophet is, right?
Hey, brother, you got resurrection book?
You know,
I'm not on, man.
Would say in many halls of learning I would sit.
right? No, I'm just saying the prophet exposed all of it, is what I'm saying. So there is no reason for us to be trying to feel like we gotta go there to
You
figure
can't-
this out or go there to figure that
ain't
out.
True, he didn't expose all of it.
He did expose all of it.
No, he didn't.
What he did not expose.
The temple was self. So you got
Hold
to
on,
explore
isn't there a
yourself.
quote where the prophet said, I gave you, hold on, I gotta find it.
Oh
now.
yeah, I got you. Tag me in. I
I
got you.
understand.
I got
I
you.
find it,
So
man.
it is a
I
hadith.
understand. I
I'm gonna wait till
understand
Brother finish
why I travel.
No, you're right, Mo.
Why I travel. A lot of Moors speak Masonically and don't know what they're talking about. Some,
Right.
some do.
Let me get a quote
because-
though. Let me get a quote,
Let me-
Hold
brother.
on, but
let
that's
me-
the point
let
I'm
me-
trying
let
to
me-
make.
let me finish.
That's why
Let
we're
me-
so
let me
divided
finish.
in this
Some
nation.
people would have to actually go through the ritual to know what's happened with it. It's easy to talk
Man.
and assume because I've been there. So I can hear people talk, so forth and so on. I know another brother, by whether he be in the darkest from Mars light by certain gestures, that he said like he's from a fraternity, so forth and so on. That's the light of his fraternity.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is that the prophet made us understand as a people. During that time, Negro, black, and colored was the term to use, right? It didn't matter if you was the
I'm
Boule.
not talking about that.
But just listen though. It didn't matter if you was the Boule or not.
Yeah, I'm not
If
talking
you
about
black, you black, you Negro, you
When I say
Negro, right?
Negro, black,
But what I'm saying-
we was talking about the doctrine of discovery when you wasn't here. How Pope Alexander VI said, "Make them Negroes into Christian."
Yeah,
Still
but
still all the occupying land, stuff like that, and that's what all the sequence is about. Them still on our land.
But the fact of the matter is this:
I'm listening, brother. Go
the
ahead.
prophet, Noble Jew Ali, made us understand that we did not have to be a part of any secret society. We are already who we are.
What is a prophet?
Mo, you hear what I'm saying, Mo?
Prophet is the thought of Allah manifest.
Right, but do you hear
So,
what I'm
but
saying?
You don't. Well, I see you going to the right hemisphere of the brain, which is deal with emotions and so forth.
No,
and so
not
on,
emotions,
right?
no.
But when you study this movement, right? This movement goes on into the infinity, right? We can discuss this.
I just
all
want to give it a
and so
quote.
on.
I just want to
You
get a
know,
quote the brother was talking
I'm
about.
not saying that like.
I'm saying,
I'm
but
not
during this
disagreeing
movement,
with
Mo,
you,
we
but
didn't
I'm
even
saying
know during this movement we were
it
citizens,
says,
Mo.
King Solomon says wisdom's more valuable than rubies. This movement is infinite. So it's masonry and all that. That's infinite.
I got it.
So on and on
Right,
and
I'm
on.
not denying that. But what I'm saying is the Moorish Science Temple of America, and we bringing up Authority Day, this is important because why? This gave us understanding that we could stand on our own and be citizens and not Negro, black, and color, which is not citizens, correct? It also made us realize that we are a part of a nation which a citizen must be. Islam? So that's the point I'm trying to say here. I'm not saying Boule, what's this, what's that. All I'm saying is that the prophet brought what we needed. He exposed everything. So from my perspective, there should be no reason why we feel as though we should be attached or have to go through any other thing than what we already have that he gave us, which brought us back
I'm
to who
sharing
we
with
were.
you. I'm
That's
sharing
all.
with y'all.
Let me get a quote.
I was taught through the lodge, and what I learned, I loved it. And I seen negativity. I seen Negro, black, and Celt there, and I come to the temple, see the same thing.
Islam.
The ruffians are in the temple too,
Islam.
just like the ruffians were in the lodge.
Let me get a quote real quick because I like what's going on. This to the public, we having a dialogue, so this is all good. So the quote that the brother was speaking on, it goes like this: I lifted the skirt off of all secret organizations. All right. Now, hold on, because it's always a cliffhanger with me. Now, I'm going to ask the question, because that kind of brings me into the second part. Was the Prophet Noble Drew Ali? One, I got two questions. One I'm going to give you, and I want you to dwell on this word. In literature, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, because it was so much confusion if the Moorish Science Temple of America was a lodge or not, he said that we are a Rotarian organization. So if you know anything about Rotarian organizations, Rotary clubs,
Yeah. The Lions Club.
Lions
all
Club,
that.
which are
Knights of the
fraternal
Round Table.
organizations.
Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah, which are fraternal organizations.
King Arthur and
Yeah, yeah. So I just throw that out there. But the question would be: is Noble Drew Ali a Freemason, or do you believe? I mean, I got something I want to share.
Some people say yes, and some people say no.
But we gotta be what we know, though.
As I travel, in some temples they say yeah, some temples say no. So I don't get confused about that. I do the best that I can and travel because I've been to the lodge. I love it. Yeah. Like number one, the lodge talks about the tools, right? Chapter 5 talks about the tools. The same thing, the square and the compass, the same thing. So you can't separate that. It speaks clearly.
You been hoodwinked, Mo?
Huh?
Listen, my understanding Freemason is like that's just a builder. I mean, that's my understanding of what Mason
That's all it
means.
means. That's all it means.
And for the Prophet to bring literature, to build a nation within a nation, to bring all this knowledge to light. It seems like something that that's what you call Freemason. It seems
That's
like
what a prophet
No,
is
we have
supposed to do.
fun. In reality, of course, you have two. terms.
I'm a master character builder in King Solomon's temple.
That's right.
There's that.
We got two
Sounds like
terms.
Masonry.
You got operative Masons and you got speculative Masons.
Speculative.
So a lot of what you see is speculative Masonry.
I mean, people say they Mason because they born, right? They born.
That's what a lot
from
of
the-
Moors say.
You know?
That's what a lot of
mean,
Moors
All right,
say.
so
All I'm saying is, listen, man.
I self-law master.
I want to share something with you real deep.
Right.
We're talking, right? What do you think happened? Like we talk, go into one-on-ones, talk about Negro, Black, and colored.
And then
how
the real
we
Masons
how
is
we was
from-
putting slaves.
hold up. Now
I
just
want
thought
you to
about
answer
it.
this question for me, Bo.
Shahut, what's the
What you
name?
think-
Shahut.
What do you think happened to us while we was putting? Who you think put us in slavery?
We put
Yeah, we
ourselves
put
in slavery.
ourselves in
Huh?
slavery.
We put ourselves
It
in
was
slavery.
wicked
man.
Masons. I'm not saying some
Yeah.
good. Some people were
called-
good, right?
it's called
but
war.
It was wicked.
War put
It
us in
was
slavery, man.
wicked people, right?
Yeah.
And after that, they put us in slavery and stuff. And a lot of our people fought in them wars, Civil War, Revolutionary War, and got a little piece of the money. I cannot reveal.
I was pointing at the pyramid. I'm saying I mean that's the original Masons. Am I right?
Right,
The
right,
the pharaoh-
absolutely.
the
But
pharaohs
they
got
had
on
a
their
name. It was a Shahut. I can't think of the name. It starts with an S. If y'all listening, come on now, send a comment. Y'all know what
That's
I'm
right.
talking about because those were the ones who helped Amun Ra escape. Remember? And I ain't no Mason,
Shahut?
but I know what I'm talking about.
You said Shahudi?
So you want
Mo,
Sister
but
High
you
said
want-
Shahudi.
you want-
did
but-
I go to the lodge to tell
you
you
want-
that?
you want
Nah,
to-
Mo. No, I did not.
But this
And
is-
see, that's
this,
the
this
thing.
is the lodge
Hold
right
on.
here, right here.
Islam. And let me tell you something. Every person that I speak with or that I run into about this type of knowledge, they ask me the same question. Are you a traveling man? No, Mom, I'm not. I'm a part of Moorish Science Temple
So
America.
when you was
I'm a
being
Moorish
fertilized,
American.
when you was being
And I'm not
That's a good
knocking.
answer, girl. That's a great answer.
But hold on, I'm not knocking anything about it because I respect it. But at the same time, what I'm trying to say at the end of the day is that the Prophet brought us to learn self.
you ain't a travel man, but you're a seaman.
He both, Mo. He both.
How was you fertilizing your mother? What
He
was
a both.
fertilizing
By
your
his own
mother's ovum?
definition, he
Was
all that.
Was that a
Mason,
semen?
That's the
mother's
reason
son.
why we wear the fez, right?
Wasn't that a semen? Being fertilized,
We
mom's
all
ovum?
over, right?
We've been
We all over. 360, right?
We've been
Right?
traveling ever since,
So
and we
what's
still
I'm
traveling.
trying to figure it out.
We still traveling. We've been traveling ever since.
Islam, Mo. Islam.
Go
I feel like I'm doing not a good job as a host because I'm just like, Like, you guys are making me look bad as a host.
Just let it run. Just put the record button. Just let it go, boy.
I'm
Go
supposed
get
to
this
control
tonight.
this. There's no controlling it. A bunch of
No,
Freemasons
I mean,
just
no,
being
it's
free
good,
over
good
here.
conversation.
Exactly, Mo.
It's
Exactly.
good conversations. I mean, and then. So look, I wish we had the resurrection book because
You know what the Holy Temple is?
what's that, Mo? Go ahead,
That's
baby.
that's the woman's reproductive tract. That's the temple.
true.
That's the holiest
Nah,
temple.
but you know what that
that's
is,
the
though?
holiest temple on earth.
But you know what that is, though?
What's
see,
that?
see, all right, I'm going to give honest to Brother Sharif, because Brother Sharif would say that's a Masonic secret. But just like to add to my brother's point, and again, viewers, don't, is not what it seems, right? What the brother is saying is absolutely correct, right? Noble Drew Ali came to give us the understanding that was being practiced in the lodges, right?
Praise Allah.
So what was being practiced in the lodges was hidden from us, which was our culture, our understanding, and things like that at that time. But you got to remember, that's around the time of New Age thought.
Islam.
So that's why all the fraternities were brought in established around 1913, 1911, 1920,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Same demonstration. And I just want to read something if I can for a minute. This is just, I asked that question as a Lord self-advocate, right? Because if you ask me, I'm going to say, no, he wasn't a Freemason. We already say he's divinely prepared. But I'm not naive to understand that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali was around Masons heavy. And that's why I asked if we had the resurrection.
Who was Big Ben Bay?
Big Ben Bay, that's right. He got his feds at the Masonic Museum
In
Washington,
Alexandria,
DC.
Virginia.
That's right. That's right. Now, with the demonstration, he was a Moor, right? And they said Benjamin Banneker, Benjamin Banneker Bay. Now, the surveyor of Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia. Now, to the point, though, I just wanted to read something because I'm asking those questions on purpose because it kind of does tie back. Even when the Prophet Noble Drew Ali was down, the question in our questionnaire asks, it says, when was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded? 1913. Now, on the back of that authority, it said officially the organization was founded in 1928.
Right.
So the thought, and I'm just, if you can follow me, my train of thought, it'd be great. The thought of this new, and I'm going to say new because it was new at the time, this new age understanding was being propagated by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali so we can understand. Now, it was already brothers who went into the lodge and felt that that was the only way to obtain these knowledges about purity, knowing yourself. That's why our brother was speaking on it, operative and speculative. It's the same thing. It's information out there, and I'm not saying this to discredit anybody, but if anything, I'm saying this to help you still continue to study, because there's information out there that's given to the public on purpose. We got to remember we're in the age of Aquarius, so that represents the vessel or the knowledge being given to each other. Then we go into this X stage, which is the goldfish. So those things also mean something esoteric and esoteric, right? One, and I like how the brother put it, brother Bobby Hemming. He said the exoteric is the stuff that all the masses get. So it might sound secret, but it's really the stuff that everybody received. Right. And say, oh, yeah, like when you're looking at the Bible, it's a lot of exoteric degrees in there through the parables. And so, yeah, it's the stuff that you're supposed to get about like morals, etc. But the esoteric understandings don't come in your basic level houses, like Sharif was talking about. Let's go over them. Christianity, you're going into the Gnostic degrees to really learn the esoteric understanding of it. So is it, what is that, a secret? No, it's not a secret, but it was hidden from us. Let's go to Islam. I shared something in a group that's just for the group though. But in general, those groups had what we call the Sufis. The Sufi order is a higher order of esoteric knowledge, right? Which is also hidden. And esoteric means the hidden knowledge. So there's a lot of things that Sufis do, they don't tell the public, but it's still in accordance to their belief. The Judaism, of course, we know that's Kabbalistic, a lot of Kabbalistic degrees that are being bestowed upon those who follow the Sabbath. And I feel like I'm missing one. Oh, the Buddhism.
Oh, I love Buddhism.
Yeah, well, what's the higher degrees on that? The higher degrees is Tantric. So Tantric.
Well, let's go back.
Like,
Let's go back.
Sexual degrees.
Let's go back to the seven lines of Allah. Seven lines of Allah, right?
Yes, sir.
And that represents the seven chakras too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the top chakra is what? The crown.
Yeah, Crown Chakra. Well,
See-
I know about
see-
three
see-
other ones.
See, like this
Iron soft fire.
for in the prayer for Zion is the kingdom.
another topic right
Zion
there.
is the kingdom.
That's right.
Man.
That's right. That's right. So
Man.
yeah, so going back a little bit on that topic, I just want to read something real quick. Now, I'm just doing this to stir up some stuff because I want to hit the views. I want them to go ahead and hit the comments, be like, "Oh, the governor's out of order. I need it," so I can come back and we'll do some more stuff. But I'm just having fun. So and we're all learning, the understandings of being patient with each other and just listening to each other. But
I don't want to forget something after you talk. I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to bring something up real
Sure,
important
you're right.
to me.
So I asked the question. The questionnaire says, "When was the Moorish Science Temple founded?" 1913 A.D. Where? Newark, New Jersey. Well, we already got the degree on where that was founded at, etc. So, in the original questionnaire, you started to see the Canaanite Temple. So, we just want to go on build on the Canaanite Temple. Now, we know from the Moorish Science Temple of America that there's some study being done that Noble Drew Ali was around two individuals. Mm-hmm. One being Solomon, who was a high-ranking Freemason high priest, Shriner. And the other one being Deuce Muhammad, which again, going into some of those orders, and not all of them, like we said before, are bad.
Something happened, no Mo.
Yeah,
Something happened.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely had a disagreement on the degrees. Like they
Prophet-
had a disagreement.
Prophet took a walk on something, Mo.
Yeah. He couldn't get down with everything. Especially how they were. It's just like they promoting their own.
The Canaanite Temple on it.
Yeah. He definitely walked away from the. It was a
But he
was a
was there.
separation.
He
from
got
it.
his. Yeah, he definitely.
Yeah, we ain't gonna say he got anything. We're just gonna say he was around.
He was there. Yeah.
He was around
So-
them, built with them for a long time.
When he's on
behalf of them.
when he's in the station of Abraham, Bo, as you talk to me about what you think that is.
Oh yeah, that's all symbolic.
And so, but don't they give that to you in elementary school?
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flags. It's all an initiation.
We also got to throw out there too.
Even in the military, I mean, a lot of times they just put stuff on us that we don't know about, but it's there.
Mm-hmm.
This
Same
whole
thing.
government is surrounded by it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you good, Mo. I'm sorry. It just be popping. Stuff be popping in my head when y'all be saying stuff at the same time. 1909, the Federal Reserve, right, was introduced, and then they made the 16th Amendment, right, in 1913, I believe it was,
And that's
where federal income tax was created.
right.
Now think about this. Hold on, because I'm trying to make it. Come on now. The so-called Titanic went down, right? And there were individuals who were against what was about to be passed. Am I correct? Okay. And then the same time the brother Roz was talking about, that's when a lot of these so-called circular societies and fraternities and groups all started formulating, right? Y'all need to start making connections. Y'all need to start looking up history. Y'all need to start reading the facts and understanding how
only
things
that.
got set up and intertwined to where they are now. Islam.
Not only that, Mo.
I just
it's
gave
time-
facts to y'all.
It's time, and everybody hear me. It's time for us to get our money because them thieves robbed us from our natural resources. This is that belongs to us. It don't belong to no foreign people on this land. So we got to be very careful how we vote. We got enough power to vote them up out there. It don't belong to them.
Let me share this with y'all. So this is so again, like I said, earlier question would be Canaanite Temple, right? So let's dig in this. It says March 1975. I'm saying 78. It says temple to give. Now they talking about the Canaanite Temple to give an annual bus ride. And I can't make that out, but for travelers, it says. Also, I'm gonna go down. It says for a few years, Miss Richardson kept talking to me and trying to get me to join. So this is about him trying to join this organization.
Mm-hmm.
It says in late March 1981, she called and informed Sister Ellis Ill. Now, according to this is like 1981. Ellis Ill to get me and go and visit the brother. So when you talk about the brother, you're talking about Noble Drew Ali. Okay? This is 1981. So this brother talking about visiting the brother at the temple. All right. It says, I introduced myself. I can't make that out. And he remembered me from the bus rides. He talked about his illness and what happened. We was expecting, how he was expecting a daughter and to come from Texas. Right. So this is all some stuff that, of course, makes sense in a minute. It says the next day I went back and saw him and met his daughter, Diana. His doctor came in and told daughter Ali to test so far. No, okay, no, this is him talking about another brother. Here go. This is when we get into the meat and bones about Drew Ali. It says 2 days left, and I went back to visit and found him alone. Okay, it's a couple typos. It says Brother Jerry Walker had told me that you know Timothy Drew. So the answer was yes. But I always called him Drew. All right. It says he added he worked together and belonged to the same secret societies. All right, this is a brother's account. Then it says Mason or Oddfellows. It says, where did you meet Drew? Dixon Barbershop, Warren Street. Now, if the Moors are familiar with that document where it talks about him being Prophet Drew, which again, some of the Moors in the private conversation, when you look into that order, that's one of those titles. Professor, okay, the philosopher, right? So it says, he goes on and says, yeah, where did you meet him? Dixon's Barbershop on Warren Street. Brother Walker, I always thought the barbershop was on West Market Street. No, it was located on Warren Street. He goes on to say, what did y'all all do in the barbershop? He said, in those days, the fellow, so he's talking about the fellow craft. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to get through past these little things, right? It says the fellow talked, planned. The barbershop was the neighborhood social canteen. We had no place to meet. Most had no money. It says, was Drew one of the fellows? Yes. It says, when did he first meet Drew? In 1913. But just before the first war started, it was around that time I first started to meet with them. Things were rough in those days, no steady work. It says, how did you all live? A day's work here and there. Those who were able to work steady worked 12-hour days. Now, again, it's a lot of study still being done about this document, but this is supposed to be from a brother who met Noble Drew Ali during his time in the Canaanite Temple. Now, that's why I wondered if we had the resurrection book, because it's a chapter in the resurrection book talking about the Adept chamber. In the first few sentences, I'm a paragraph, it says, Noble Drew Ali surrounded himself with various secret society members into his Adept chamber. And so I guess we'll probably push that for next week, the Adept chamber, because I really be into some trouble. But when we when we talking about all this, it's just to understand that was the thought, and it was a high thought at that time. Now, it, like the brother said, it wasn't the only thought. People were getting into higher levels of Christianity, like we said earlier, higher levels of Islam, and being introduced to those things, like the brother said, exposed to those things. And Noble Drew Ali and himself, and this is why I give honors to him. This is why I've joined the Moorish Science Temple in America. I've always known that it is the highest of the lessons. And I've been with brothers in the lodge. Brother Sharif, I know you probably saying the same thing. Brothers will come up to me and say, the Noble, the Drew. And so them having understanding, they'll say, well, I can't really go that high. And again, like I said, I know a few brothers who were able to climb those heights, and even, let's say a better word, to comprehend the works of Noble Drew Ali. Because what he brought was something that was being taught in a lodge, being taught in those secret organizations.
Pretty soon, our conversation, we had to talk about the Grand Master That
With Hiram Biff.
that's right, because that's who the black man represent.
That's another one.
You know that I mean, the black man is the master builder. The black man is the one that's being constantly taken out by them ruffians. But this is the day of our resurrection because we got holy breath now. It's being breathed on us. So your limitations, it ain't no end to how far we can grow.
Yeah, the Moor man definitely is all that and more. But you know when you get into understanding
The Moor man.
Yeah, the Moor man. He said black man, so I just kind of can't.
No, I'm just-
remember when I say Moor
No,
man.
Maybe think about Mormon.
when
Maybe
I
think
said
about
what-
Mormon. I'm
when-
like,
when
That's
I-
another
That's
society.
another, and that's another.
I was like, Moor
There's
man.
keys in that too.
Well,
to be honest with you.
When I said black man, I was talking about Grandmaster Harmon Biff.
I understand. I with you. I'm with you. You know what we said last week? Placeholders. I'm with you. I'm just joking. I'm having fun. I haven't been on the radio broadcast or podcast in a while, so I like to cause trouble.
I hope y'all
sometimes.
listening too, because we dropped a lot of jewels on here that y'all need to be picking up. You know, there's a brother that's named John Morant that y'all need to look up too. He has ties with the actual Prince Hall. He helped Mr. Prince Hall, Islam. So, you know, let's look up some things, my people. We need to look up and stop just taking people's words for stuff, you know. There's another brother that needs to be brought up, and he was a whaler. You know, yes, brothers were whalers back in the day. His last name was Kufi or Coffee. I'm gonna just throw that out there, Islam. We definitely got some, you know, jewels to give y'all and some information. But like the brother Ross says, this is all collective thinking. We all just expounding on, you know, each other's information that we given. So it's really no ill will or anything, Islam. So please understand that this is just dialogue and we demonstrating.
And I really want the people in the audience to be focused. A lot of people today saying, wow, they deporting them. Good, good, good. And then a lot of people, some people that they deport, actually come over here to take our place. But ICE is the Ku Klux Klan before you.
It's another society.
Yep.
That's another one.
And people
They
can't.
still wearing the hoods.
So they coming out, and a lot of people's clapping their hands. And what ICE is really in our position when it comes to government, because Bay means rule of the land. Bay means land governor. The Bay is supposed to be governed land, not the foreign agents. Islam.
Islam.
And give props to the sisters as well. There's two, but don't one of them.
Islam.
Islam.
Mother of the temple, Sister Hajj. Always. No, I was saying the front door. The front door. Is not. Okay. All right. Cool. Islam. All right. I don't. Somebody said they look trying to get in. It's all good. We here at the Moor Culture Center, 715 North King Street. Come check us out.
From all ye Asiatics.
Come check us out. We are here, and man, Mo, this was
'cause your
more
birth-
than I expected.
Your birthrights is really important. See, we got the Senate and we got the House of Representatives or the Congress, right? And what they do is they manage our purse or our finances, because when you Negro, black, and colored, you're incompetent, or your corporations is not living. So we had to come together as a group and collect our money. Because right now, you see, they ain't competent. They don't represent leadership. Who are they leading? They ain't leading me nowhere. Well, I see them people acting like that, I step back on the square because I love my manhood. Islam. They act like little children, man.
Islam. So we've been over an hour. We don't want to get too. We don't go too deep.
Oh shit.
I know honestly.
Looking up the orders.
Honestly,
real
real quick. Here's something that was just something I'm learning in terms of what W.E.B. Du Bois says about the Boule, and literally, you know, they're saying that the Boule is fashioned after the Yale skull and cross, the skull and bones, right? And they're created to protect the white system, which W.E.B. Du Bois is saying that specifically it was the Boule was created to keep the black professional away from Marcus Garvey, intentionally forming a group of Negroes who had a vested interest in protecting the white system.
Now you want to know the messed up part about that?
Go ahead, please.
Not really messed up. It's just a little point. Later on, he joined the Boule.
Yeah, that's what I
And
thought.
he was a part of a socialist organization. See, I mean, but again, it kind of goes back to Abraham Toure, dealing with the Russian and that communist understanding.
So
I believe it. There, we got too much for next week.
What's all bad about what's all
We got a lot for next
what's
week.
all-
Oh, we got a lot.
what's all bad about the skulls and the bones?
I mean, like the brother said, that is true.
But what's
it
bad?
says it in their manual.
What's bad about it?
I'm not in it, so I can't tell you.
I'm
the
not
good or
in
the
it,
bad.
but that's what I'm saying.
I can't tell you the
We
good
don't
or
know
bad.
whether it's
Come
good
on,
or
Mo.
bad.
You bringing it up like you're in it, Mo.
I
Huh?
can't tell you the good or the bad.
Come on now.
I don't know. I don't know what's good. With some bones and scraws. But
It's lamb.
let's
Hey.
stress it a little bit. What is that?
Hold.
That's the
Let's-
Moorish understanding.
What's
Pirates.
Wait a minute, though.
What's on the pirate ship?
That's what I'm just saying.
What's on
Now, hold
what's
on.
on the poison label?
Let's go.
Where's the Skull of Bones? Harvard, right? Or Yale?
Yale.
It's Yale. And where is that?
I think Boston.
Yeah, Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't they have a mummified Moor?
What?
I've heard about that. I heard about that.
But hold
I've
on.
seen that picture.
But hold on.
Mummified Moor?
But
Yeah,
hold
I've
on.
seen that picture.
Now-
I've seen that picture.
Now I got one more thing to
I
say.
don't know about that
I have
picture.
one more thing
To
to
be
say.
continued.
I'm dropping
No, I'm gonna let you
jewels.
look at it.
I'm dropping jewels.
We got to check that out. You do have to check that out. Let you be your own decision.
Now, there is another individual who also was mummified, or they kept his skin.
Yeah, he was like a servant there. He was like
No, I'm talking about a brother who was actually a part of Masonry, Freemasonry at the time, to the point where he was high. I'm not going to expound on everything. I'm just trying to drop some things for people to research and look at.
Some things ain't to be expounded on.
Yeah, well, hey,
but
well.
To be continued.
Truth
tell you
is
the
the
biggest
truth.
the biggest fighter of the Boule to date, and in his own right, he created his own thing, but was Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey fought really against, but if you look at some of the orders like the Black Rose Cross, some of the titles that he took on, Provisional President of Africa, he also called himself the Potentate. So where potentate come from, it's a lot. It's a lot to it. I will say this, and I'll kind of
what's
fade
the
out a
difference?
little
What's
bit.
the difference between Grand Chick and Grandmom and Grandpa?
Ain't no difference.
Ain't no different.
Ain't no difference.
All right.
But even then, just speaking on behalf of what we all had spoke on, everything was spirit and light. I enjoyed being part of the dialogue. I know we have a lot more to speak on. I'm hoping to get, like we were saying before, brother Abdullah on. He got a very heavy piece about Moors and Masonry. And we didn't discuss some of those things tonight about how, when the Knights Templar, that's normally Sharif spill over there, but he talk about the Knights Templar.
I'm going to start to be continued.
Yeah, he
To
goes,
be continued.
how they went over there, and then they started realizing, they said, oh, you worshiping this, we talk about this, we got Isa, and so
But that's what's going on. When you look at TV, what we talk about, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
Everything we discuss.
Well,
I mean, you
I'm
talk about
sure these orders-
Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, and all that stuff like that. Everything we just talk, that's what it is. But we said many have eyes but can't see, many have ears but can't hear. So he brought up secret orders. Ain't they the secret orders more?
Islam.
They got you hoodwinked, stealing your cash, saying taking it for war.
I mean, if you think about it, that's what all this is about. That's why I brought up 1909 and 1913 when they implemented the 16th Amendment to the Constitution for federal income tax. So money is tied to all of the changes that happen.
All right,
So-called.
HR 192 tell you about the birth certificate.
Indeed. I'm saying that's associated with it too.
It's a bond.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing. See, people get it confused too, man. Don't start. Yeah.
To be continued.
To be continued.
Speaking of money,
Because if you ain't your own bank, don't you?
speaking of money,
Never mind. Let me.
speaking of money,
just
your
get
own
off
bank.
of that.
Speaking of money,
Yeah.
we need our bank is depleted.
Don't be telling me you
More
sovereign. You ain't even got your own bank.
All right, so
moreculturecenter.com.
Can't be sovereign anyway.
what we're gonna do is like I like to present facts, and then when
The
you see the
people,
facts,
all of the people are sovereign in the republic. Hello, let's talk about it.
yeah.
But we don't want to
Yeah,
go there, do we?
But
To be continued.
what did the prophet say in Acts 6? He said, "This is a new era time,
Man,
and we must proclaim." So when you proclaim, you high on that square. You're noble. You high on them degrees. You know what degree you say you're straight from?
To be continued. Well, moreculturecenter.com. Please give some gold if you have it. We need to keep going. We're here, 715 North King Street, moreculturecenter.com. Friday, Holy Temple, come check us out. We're here. We'll likely be here Sundays as well, Sunday school. But please come see us, moreculturecenter.com. Visit us, donate, drop a couple of dollars to help us keep going. We have teas for sale. We have T-shirts up there. We have some books up there. We have a lot more. I have a lot more to add up there. But check us out, and we're here as well. So we have to sign off. We have to push this to next week. Hopefully we get Brother Abdullah next week. But either way, we will definitely be here next week. Any closing remarks from anybody, please?
Islam, peace and love.
Peace and love. Brother Sharif, anything?
Islam, our Lord, lay not on us a burden as that did lay upon those who were before us. Lay not on us a burden that we have not the strength to bear. Pour down on us a spirit of steadfast religion, make firm our feet. Grant us thy protection against those who reject faith. Amen.
Islam.
Man,
Grand Governor, anything?
Yeah, I was looking to name off a couple of these orders, but I'm gonna wait till next week.
To be continued.
You know, yeah, I'm gonna wait till next week. I'm gonna name off a few of these French orders.
French Legion.
French, yeah, you already had them. But yeah, all is well.
What about the Moorish Legion?
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth got a big elephant on there. Hannibal order. But we ain't talking about Queen Elizabeth. We talking,
so the German, you got the German eagle.
yeah.
the
and
Moor,
and you got
MOHR, the German Moor.
Look, you got the German eagle. You got the United Nations got an eagle, and America got an eagle.
the AU,
Oh, you got the Dubs,
the African
the
Union.
McDuffs. Oh, hey, yo, we
The
throwing
biggest-
cheese at y'all, man. We gotta get off this thing though.
To
We
be
talk
continued.
about the collateral commission next week.
All right, this was fun. This is
Government under the government.
this was the best episode that didn't have a special guest, but I feel like we all were special guests tonight. Islam, Sister Hajj, back up 1 second while I close out. We're already closed out. We're done. Signing off. You're right in the camera. It's all good. We're signing off though. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Much love.
Thank you.
Alhamdulillah.
Thank you. The mother of the temple. Thank you.
Shout
Islam.
out
We're
to the
signing off.
ODDA.
Peace and love.
Peace.